Hey everybody, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about drawing on toned paper. You're going to need black paper and a white color pencil to get started. So to begin, we're really starting with a review, looking at ways of creating shades of gray and simple forms in order to make things look believable like it's in light. So to start, on your sheet of paper, you can create a small box. This is a rectangular kind of shape, using your white color pencil. Mine's really pretty small. We're talking about something that is about 2 fingers wide and a little bit longer than my hand. And the trick with using color pencil on black paper is that the shadows, the darkness, is already built in. So with traditional drawing, you are shading from light to dark. This time, we're doing the opposite. So similarly to how you would shade with a pencil, you're still going to press kind of light to start. You're still building slowly. Keeping your marks kind of close together. You want to avoid doing one of these. That really tends to make it much more difficult to fill in spaces and keep it even. Instead, keep your marks nice and tight. And you'll notice I'm not pressing very hard at all. I'm building a kind of even, neutral gray value, something along a 3 or a 4 on the scale, so that when I get closer to the end of my value scale, it'll be easier for me to fade it away. It'll also be easier for me to fade to brightness when I'm done. So now I'm at the halfway point, a little past that. So the goal is going to be, now that I'm halfway, I'm going to very slowly keep my marks even tighter, but just a tiny bit lighter, so that I can start fading to pure black. And this isn't nearly done, but it's a good start. You can definitely see where it's fading. At this point, you really want to take a look at your pencil. Mine is starting to be pretty dull, so it's going to be a lot more difficult to get in the in-between areas. So I'm going to switch to a nice sharp pencil now, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what's happening. So now that I have the transition from gray to black, I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to start probably around the 5 or 6 mark right over here, where it starts to look kind of the same, and fill in those spaces. I'm not trying to make it any darker. I just want to fill it in. So all those tiny little pieces of paper showing won't confuse the value. Just evening it out a little bit. And you should be able to see the difference between this area where it's super even and here where I have all of these little holes. And it's really not possible to fill in when you have a dull pencil like this. And again, I just want to compare what you're seeing here. Look how even this area is and how kind of sloppy this area is with all these little holes. So you're just keeping your marks, your pencil, moving back and forth in a much closer together area, a much tighter area, and that's going to allow you to control that texture. All right, and this is the moment. Now it's even. From here all the way back and slowly fades. So now I'm starting at the beginning again, and I'm going to slowly, I'm not pressing too hard. I am increasing my pressure by a little bit. And I'm keeping my marks a lot tighter because I really don't want to go through and fill in those holes again. It is not how I want to spend my time. So I'm just going to do it right the first time. And unlike working with pencils where you have your 6B, your HB, your 4B, and your 2B, you only have this one white color pencil, so you really have to be careful not to press too hard in the first place because it's very difficult to erase and requires a little more control. All right, I think that's starting to look pretty good. All right, and now we're going to really pop the light. So this is the part, I have a nice gray. I think this whole area is very smoothly going from 3 to 7 now, so now it's time to bring it up a notch. We need that one value. So I'm going to press kind of hard now. This is the time. And you're not going to get to a pure white with these color pencils, but you're going to get pretty close. And you definitely don't want to see this. This is that harsh starting and stopping point. That's the opposite of what we want. What we want is a smooth transition from light to dark. So if you see that, we're just going to spend a little time going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, so that it fades. So, yay, nay, yay, nay. There we go. Same deal, one more time. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Fade it away. All right, so when you're done, you should have a nice smooth transition from your bright white to your pure black. Make sure to write your name just underneath the value scale. Take a picture, and upload it to Google Classroom. Tomorrow we'll be using these skills to create our shape to form.